So
Yes.
hi everyone. Yeah, basically, before I get into it, I just want to have a quick introduction about Engine Mailer. So Engine Mailer is Malaysian-made, Malaysian-based email marketing software as a service. So today, what I'm going to do is that we're going to talk about how you're going to build your audience, engage with them, and also retain them using some of the tools in Engine Mailer. I think right now with the current situation, it's actually vital for us to get to know other channels and ways to actually consistently connect with your customers. And yeah, basically, so that's that. So the first thing that I'm just going to get into first is wait, why email marketing. So maybe some of you have already started and got into it already, and some may have questions on, oh, should I go or should I not? So these are the five things, main things that we feel that email marketing is important. The first thing, of course, is it's a great tool to actually lead to conversion. Email marketing is not really for the mass. Mass is, of course, you use social media, Facebook, Instagram. It makes sense for you to reach out to the mass. That's where you get your brand out there, and then you get people to be interested in your product. And then email actually comes as a second layer to that. So if you notice that there is actually a pattern. If you show interest in a product through Facebook or Instagram, people usually either ask them to WhatsApp or provide us with your email address, and then we will get in touch with you after that. And that's when the communication starts. Secondly would be, of course, it's cost effective as compared to other channels. It is much more cheaper, also depending on which software as a service you pick. I think at the end of the day, that is also one of the most important things, especially right now. Thirdly is quantifiable. So what do we mean by quantifiable is there is reports for you to see. So if you were to do something, you were to execute something, we generate reports and you'll be able to see whether it works or whether it does not, and how we can actually improve from there. And fourth would be data is yours. What do we mean by this is because all the email contacts that you have accumulated or acquired, it's yours. No one is going to take it from you. If I were to give an example, like, well, touch wood, if Facebook were to decide to shut down, or Instagram decides to shut down, and you have hundreds and thousands of followers there, like, how exactly are you going to keep that data? And the only way you can do that is if these people actually give you a certain amount of data that you can preserve, basically. So emails are basically, no one can take it from you, and it's there for you to use. And yeah, so, and last but not least, of course, it's highly customizable. And the reason why we say this is because when you accumulate contacts, you are able to segmentize them based on maybe their interests or their age or their gender, and you can then just curate contents based on whatever that you categorize them under. So these are basically the few introductions towards why you should use email marketing. And yeah, so we should start with just a feature overview of what we have in Engine Mailer. So right now we have about seven tools out there that you can actually use and access right now. Firstly is actually our subscribers feature. So I will show it to you later. Basically, I'm not going to do a live demo. I already pre-recorded it, so later I can just share it with you guys and you can see. The first would be subscribers. So our subscribers works in a way that it is actually a database management platform. So you can import as many contact lists as you want, and you can categorize it as many as you want, and you can tag them to multiple categories. Up to you. It's as much as whatever data that you have, you can tag them as many as you want. Campaigns, on the other hand, is it's pretty basic. It's a drag and drop. Anyone can actually use it. Even one person running what's that, SME or enterprise can use it. To a large enterprises, corporation also can use. And the one thing special about our campaigns is that whoever that does not have an image bank, we actually have an inbuilt free stock photos in for you. So all you have to do is just key in the keywords, and all the pictures will come out, and you can just immediately use it there and then. Thirdly would be transactional. So transactionals is more notification emails. So for example, like welcome emails, thank you emails. We have this platform that you're able to use, but you need to have someone who has knowledge of APIs. And fourth would be surveys. So it has nothing to do with emails, but we decided to just add it in because we noticed that people do use emails to send out their surveys. So we thought, why don't we just put in a survey tool in it, so that it can build the surveys within Ngmailer and then use that and use Ngmailer to send it out through emails. And then fifth would be the forms. We have form builders, which you can use. Autoresponders, which you can create multiple series of sequences. So, and lastly would be, of course, reports, which we will generate for campaigns, transactional surveys, and also our autoresponders. Okay, so I just basically browsed through like a choo-choo train. I hope everyone caught up with that. So the first thing we're going to start with is how to actually build your audience. So I think one of the challenges that people have right now, or questions that we always get, is how do we build our contact list? What do we use other than Facebook and Instagram and so on? So a lot of people use forms as well, and also their website. So if you notice that some of your websites actually have and subscribe to your newsletter, that is actually one of the ways that you can actually build your list. Another way is, of course, through forms. So as mentioned, we actually have an inbuilt form in Ngmailer. So what you see right now is our subscribers tool. And under our subscribers tool, we actually have 4 ways to actually import your subscribers. So one of the famous ones is, of course, importing via CSV files, which is common, right? And then there are people that goes more, take a step further, and then they do integrations. So integrations works well with maybe if you have a website and you have a subscription to newsletter section, you can actually integrate that to Ngmailer, and whatever information that people key in there will automatically be imported into your subscribers list. So you do not have to do a whole manual of import and export and import into Ngmailer. And same goes to form builders, because we have an inbuilt form tool in Ngmailer. So when you build your form, whoever that fills up your form will immediately be imported into our subscribers list. So I'm just going to play a quick preview of how our forms work. So it's as easy as, hopefully I'm just trying to play this. Oops. Sorry guys, give me a minute. This is my first time. Okay. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. It's a same thing, is a drag and drop like the campaigns tool. And we have created a form and confirmation page for you. Whatever that's created here, you can create on your own through custom fields. So you can add address, you can add age, you can add anything, you can add locations. It's open, you can do whatever you want. You can even add more images, you can edit the headings, you can change colors. So the flexibility is there, so anyone basically everyone can actually create a form on the go. So as you can see, you can actually preview it. Everything here is mobile responsive. So once you've already done your design, we have a few ways which you can publish your forms. But before that, we actually have two things. We allow you to send verification email to ensure that whoever that keys in the email is valid. And secondly would be your confirmation email. So whoever that actually verifies their email would actually receive this confirmation email saying thank you for verifying. So these are the few ways that you can actually publish your form. One is, of course, through our NG Mailer portal. So all you have to do is just copy the link, paste it into a browser, and it's ready to go. And another way would be to embed the form into your website, take the script, put it into your website. And lastly would be to have full control of your source file. So yeah, and the reason why we feel that the verification emails are important is because this is actually one of the ways to help to ensure that your list is clean and genuine. Now, a lot of people have these problems when you have something called a single opt-in. So whoever just keys in whatever email, you automatically be imported into your list. And then if you send it out, it turns out that it's a fake email or it's not valid. So this can actually affect the domain reputation, which is another topic altogether, to be honest. But this is something that's very important. That's something that you should consider, which is to put a verification email when someone gives you their email address. So another thing, if you notice, we actually have something called scan a QR code. We recently put it in because we noticed that when you go for example, you have high volumes of people wanting to fill in the forms. Obviously now we can't really have physical events anymore, but in the future, it will make sense because you can actually, even now, you can actually put this QR code anywhere, and whoever that scans this QR code, they will immediately get this form. So basically, they can just fill it up as and when they want to. So this is basically how our form actually works. It's really, really easy. I guess it's basically meant for anyone to actually use it. And of course, whatever that's being filled in here will automatically be imported into our subscribers list. So this is basically an alternative to Google Forms, I might say. So the next would be how to manage your contact list, right? Because you have so much contacts, you basically don't know how to actually categorize them. There are some software as a service out there, ESPs out there that actually goes just by list. So you upload and then you just blast, and you upload then you just blast. For us, we believe that it is important for you to have a proper place where a tool that you can actually manage your contacts first, because when you're able to manage your contacts properly, you then be able to know what kind of contents to curate for your campaigns, and then in the end you will result with really good engagements from your contact list. So this is a preview of our subscribers. So our subscribers, as you can see, we have a few things here that we can show. So for the overview is basically that you will see the whole, everyone that's actually opted in to receive your emails. We also have the inactive list, which we will keep all those that unsubscribes or invalid emails. And the beauty of our subscribers tool is that whoever that unsubscribes or whoever's email is invalid anymore, we will actually auto suppress for you. So if the next time you target to the same list, we will not send to these people anymore. So in this way, we actually help to not only save in terms of your email credit usage, but we also help in terms of consistently cleaning your subscribers list. So yeah, so that's basically for the overview. Now we also have a few options where you can view your history and delete all your subscribers. And next will be custom fields. So this the one that I actually mentioned from the forms. You can create as many custom fields here. So as you can see, I can even just put gender, and you can import and tag them based on all these things. So whatever data that you have, which makes sense to help increase your engagements in your email, you can import it because the custom fields are open. You can create as many as you want. It's sort of like a light CRM. And here are categories which people commonly use. So you can create as many categories and as many subcategories. And because it's a database management platform, your emails are all unique. So if you tag me to 100 categories and you decide to tag target one campaign to these 100 categories, I will only receive it once. We will not be sending 100 times to this person. And so I think that's also a good thing. Next would be segmentation. So next, segmentation is another level. Segmentation, it only works and will make sense if you consistently send newsletters out and you have a lot of contacts. So this is where you can actually really target them based on the behavior and engagements, their reactions towards your newsletters that you sent previously. So, and then of course, lastly is just exporting. So if you want to export your contacts, we have that function as well. So that's basically an overview of our subscribers tool. And if you're on to the next, so the next thing would be, okay, I have built my audience. I have managed them and categorized them. So what are the tools in Angiemeila that I can use to engage with them and to retain them? I think what some organizations, how to say, not really, we tend to overlook our current customers. We are so engrossed in how we're going to acquire more new customers, and we lack the sense of how are we going to retain the current ones, when in fact that the current ones will probably have the higher possibility to spend more money with you, because they've already trusted you. They trust your service, they trust your products, and that's why they're still there. As compared to acquiring new customers, you need time to actually acquire their trust, spend more money. Of course, a lot of you who are in marketing industry, you obviously will know that retaining a customer is much more cheaper as compared to acquiring new ones. So the first tool that I'm going to touch for in terms of this is our campaigns tool. So this is how simple it is. It's basically a drag and drop again. You can drag as many sections. So if you want, for example, 2 sections and you want to add additional 2 images, you're able to do that. So you just have to drag and drop. And then now I just want to add buttons in between both. So you just have to drag it. And now I want to insert images. So this is where I'm just going to show where we can search for the free photos. So firstly, if you can see, there's actually a search free photos here. And you just have to click on it, and what you got to do is just have to put a keyword. So if you can see, it's powered by Unsplash, Pixels, and also Pixabay. So in this case, I've inserted meetings as a keyword, and so all the images that's tagged to this specific keyword will appear in your search. So you can import whatever images that's here into your image bank within Angiemeila. So once it's uploaded here, then you can select. And once you select it, it will then be automatically inserted into your template. So in this case, I'm basically going to choose the one that I chose just now, and it will just appear there immediately. And I'm going to do the same for the next. So I'm just going to pick whatever that's already pre-uploaded in my image preview here. And then and for the button, You just have to edit to however you want. Click here, go here. If you want to change the colors, you can. So here in this case, I decided to just pick anything random, a gray, but basically you can choose whatever color that you want. So the flexibility is easy to use basically. So yeah, so this is basically a rundown on our campaign template, a drag and drop. You can also choose whatever ready-made templates that we have, or you can start from a scratch. That's also not a problem. Yeah, so once you're done with this, you have an option to preview. So we have two options, so you can see how it looks like on desktop, and you can also see how it looks like on mobile. Now, a lot of people always ask us like, okay, can I just like copy and paste my HTML in there? Yes, you can, but we will advise for you to test sending it out to different types of email clients, and we also advise for you to check in different browsers, because HTMLs can be a bit sensitive, and we always try and encourage people to create their template within the campaign editor, because the frame is already fixed there to help you to immediately convert it to be mobile responsive for you. So yeah, so that's basically the summary of our campaign tool. And now we're just going to go next to our autoresponders. So autoresponders is very good when you actually know how your customers works and what to send to them. So this is an example, a video example of our autoresponders that we are using for NG Mailer. So previously, I'm just going to share a little bit about how we learned in terms of our onboarding process. I have to admit, in the initial stage, it was very manual. We had to call one by one everyone that actually registered, and we actually did that, and we were asking, what do you think about NG Mailer? Is there any questions? We still do that in the first call, but not as much now, because autoresponders really helped us in terms of educating our new signups on the features that we have on NG Mailer. So we don't have to consistently having to repeat ourselves over and over again. Like, can you imagine in a day, we're like repeating the same things over and over again? And so it kind of like affected our, I mean, it makes us slow down in other things that we could do. So we thought, okay, how is it that we can automate this? So that's when we actually applied it in autoresponders. So whoever that signs up, so if you guys sign up, you will then notice that you will get a day-to-day education on NG Mailer's features, right? And it really do help. So I'm just gonna play these autoresponders here and how simple it is. So you can create as many days as you want. You can start with day 2 or day 7 and go to day 10, up to you. And you can create templates, and it's exactly the same as how you're creating a campaign template. It's all drag and drop. You can choose to target the categories that you have created, or you can even send birthday autoresponders to people. I mean, people love, regardless. I mean, even I, who just started in this, I mean, I've been in this email marketing thing, and I know that some of the emails I get is all like automated, but when you receive a birthday offer or a wish from Sephora, or anything that I like, I'm like, okay, I know this is automated, but I feel good that you actually remember me, actually thought about me, you know? I think at the end of the day, it's more of, people will think more of the emotions in terms of this first, then only they start thinking about the technicalities. So yeah, so I think that's the thing about autoresponders. So when people are in need, they see something, they won't think like, oh, did you like automate this? You know, they're not gonna think about that. At the moment, it's like, I got a situation. Okay, you're here. You send me an email. Okay, I'm gonna contact you about it. So yeah, and lastly would be surveys. Okay, So surveys obviously works when you have a reoccurring customer. You want to know what they think, right? I mean, our products are never 100% perfect. You will always have to consistently make it better. You will always have to um, improve. So these are definitely one of the best ways to actually know how to improve yourself, regardless whether it's your service, your product, your customer service. These surveys are actually one of the most effective ways, and sending it through emails, it gives people time. I'm not feeling obligated. I'm not feeling pressured to open my emails immediately, as compared to if you were to call someone and just ask for a survey. And I mean, how many people out there is receiving cold calls or in open arms nowadays? We are just so defensive, right? So as you can see here, it's also a simple thing. It's a drag and drop again. You can preview, and then once you publish it, we have auto-generated link that you can just copy and paste. So you can even embed it in your email. And we even have a QR code that you can get people to scan. So if you, I mean, I noticed some, they actually go around and have a tablet, and so basically this is like so easy to use. So this is like an overview of our survey tool, and we also generate reports for you. So basically you can get to know who the one that answers what. If you want it to be anonymous, you can put it as anonymous. If you want it to be unique, so one person can only answer it one time, you can also do that. So this is how our surveys actually work. And that's basically the 3 top tools that you can actually use to engage and basically retain your customers using Engine Mailer. Lastly would be tracking and improve, right? So obviously you're doing all that work. You will want to know like how the results is and which part that we can actually improve on. So that's where the reports come in, and that's the importance of reports. So this is an overview of how basically this is the information that we generate for every campaigns that you have. So we generate how many emails you delivered, how many has opens, total clicks. We even show who are the highest subscribers that's open, who are the links that are being clicked. Are they opening on desktop, or is it mostly on mobile? Which countries they're from. And if you want to get into detail, you can also, we also have the list of people who has open unique clicks, bounce, and who has unsubscribed. And we even show the reasons that the bounce, the reasons why the emails bounce. So this is basically an overview of our reports. And yeah, so
Hi, Sarah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Would you like to take some questions? So that's about a few questions.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quite a few are similar questions. I just thought I'd read it up for you.
Mhm.
One question is if I upload email, some questions are answered by your colleague, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, just a few for you. If I upload emails which are already in my Engine Mailer subscribers list, will it create a duplicate or override?
Okay, so for emails, we will not overwrite. Because it's already so this is how I'm just going to explain the A to Z and how it works. So when you import a list, the first thing that we will check is whether it has duplicates within your list first. And the second thing that we will check is your bad format emails. So these are the first thing that we will actually clean up from your list first. Then once we import in, we will then cross-check over all your existing database and to see if any of the emails actually exist already. If it exists, we will not override. But there is an option for you to check to override other data. So if you want to update maybe your first name or your last name, you're able to do that. just by checking the box, but we do not overwrite email addresses.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. And if you guys have any questions, do let us know. Put it in the Q&A session. And another question is, can we use this for bulk cold emailing purpose?
Okay, that is a very hot question. Um, for all ESPs out there, we have a very strict rule that if you have very high hard bounces and very high unsubscribes, we will have to block you. Now, the reason why we do that is because it, firstly, it will affect our other customers in terms of delivery. Secondly, it actually affects your domain reputation. So domain reputation is a very important topic that I think a lot of people don't really know about. When you send out really a lot of emails and you have really bad reports, like I mentioned, high bounces and high unsubscribes, email clients like Gmail and Hotmail and Yahoo will then flag your domain and blacklist it, which will result with whatever emails that you sent will end up in spam. So so it's the same thing as, when you build your reputation and then you do something bad, it will take years for you to get back your reputation, right? This is the same applicant to this. So we do not encourage people to do bulk cold blasts. For me personally, I would prefer, like, I'd much rather have 1,000 of people who are really opt-in to know about my product as compared to having to send out to 10,000 people who don't even know about my product and don't want to know about my product. And you ended up with affecting your engagements in terms of your reports. It's a fast way, but it's not the best way.
Okay, that's also another question on how do you compare your platform, Engine Mailer, right, with MailerLite or MailChimp?
Okay, another hot question. So one of the things that we have is probably our pricing point. For a case like MailChimp, they do charge you after a certain amount of contacts that you have, which actually is a challenge for small SMEs, especially when they want to grow and it becomes too expensive. So our pricing model works as such that we do not charge on how many contact lists you import. We solely charge on how many emails you send on a monthly basis. So that's actually one of the things that we have. Secondly, our subscribers tool, we actually auto suppress your contact list. If I'm aware of MailChimp's actually you need to upload manually the suppressed list. So as long as you do not upload the suppressed list of what emails that you need them to not send to, they'll keep on charging you in terms of email credits, and also it does not help to clean your email list at all. So that's one thing. Our subscribers tool actually helps to clean your list along the way. It's all real time. And so those are two things. And thirdly is, of course, because we are targeting right now, we are really focused on our Malaysian market pals. So and we noticed that one of the challenge when it comes to subscribing to overseas products is that when there's any issues, the support is lacking or lagging. And that's why we felt that, okay, we are here, we are present, and we will help to the SMEs out there here, especially in Malaysia, to grow, because it's basically the same thing. But I think at the end of the day, we just have to ask ourselves, what are your goals? Are you looking at the price points? Are you looking at support?
What do you want to achieve from
Yes, what do you want to achieve? What are you looking for in terms of email marketing? So if the cost is the issue, then you have to look for an ESP that works for you. If it's a support is issue, then you have to look for an ESP that works for you. So
Okay. Two more questions. Comparing to MailChimp, limit to 2,000 contacts. I check Engine Mailer can send to 10K per month, limited 500 per day, unlimited subscribers for the free plan. What are the other differentiation for your email service?
Okay. So I think I just have to repeat that regardless whether you are a free or paid plan, you can actually upload unlimited subscribers. Also, another thing is that regardless whether you're free or paid plan, you have all access to all our features. There is no add-ons like you have to pay extra to use our autoresponders, so you have to pay extra to see our reports. Everything is you can use regardless whether you're in the free plan or paid plan. You basically can use everything, and because we allow you to upload unlimited subscribers, you have a flexibility in terms of upgrading and downgrading your plans. So what do I mean by this is that maybe you're not really consistent in terms of sending newsletters now because you're new, for example. So if you're sending maybe this month about 25,000, which you end up in the paid plan, then the next month you know that you're definitely not going to send, or you're sending maybe less than 10,000 in a month. So you can then downgrade, so you don't have to pay unnecessarily for the month after, so there is a flexibility there. And yeah, so our aim actually, when we came up with all this, we actually thought about the smaller SMEs. I think the bigger SMEs out there, they already have uh, their own systems in place already. So for us, we were like, okay, we need to target those guys who really want to grow their business, which cost is one of the sensitive points there, and how are we going to help them to do that? So one of the ways is, of course, to allow them to grow their list. So it's okay if you're not sending emails yet. You can use Engine Mailer just to manage your list. And once you're ready to send out, then you can start using the campaign. So of course, as long as you have an active account with Engine Mailer and you're using it, then yeah, it's free forever.
Okay. Two, I think two very short questions. I noticed the pricing rate is in USD. Is there a Malaysian ringgit pricing since this is a local company?
Not for now, because even though we are a local company, we do plan to go worldwide, international. I mean, we do have customers around the world today. So USD is being used as a universal currency, but we are looking into that. Don't worry. But as for now, yeah, it's going to be in USD.
Okay. Last questions. What is the inbox rate for Engine Mailer?
Inbox rate, can elaborate more?
I'm not sure. The person who asked the question shall elaborate. Okay, maybe I ask Calvin Lee. Calvin Lee, if you like to elaborate the question, you can speak to Suchitra personally. If that would help. Anything else that you like to? Oh, I think your colleague answered the question. Yep, your colleague answered the question. So thank
Okay.
you so much, Suchitra. Is there anything else that you'd like to add on to wrap up the session?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you didn't have time. I wanted to share my best practices in email marketing, but you guys can always just email me or message me. Yeah. So if you want any more info, yeah.
So Jitra's email, I think we'll put it under the chat section.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, if you have any details that you'd like to know more about Engine Mailer or email marketing, do contact Sujitra personally. Sorry, we need to cut off because of the timing restriction because our next speaker is ready. And that's also another question. Are you tracking open rates, clicks? So
yes, we do. I think if you can see that, I think I'm just still beaming up my report section. So if you see here, we actually do track unique opens, clicks, unique clicks. So all the reports that you see here is what is going to be generated when you actually send your campaigns. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I hope that answered all the questions. So thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us at SME Digital Fest. Very, very nice to have you on board. And stay safe.
Yeah,
And
stay safe. So take care, you guys. Bye.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.